getting to know you, getting to feel free and easy.
It won 4 Tony Awards for the Best Broadway Revival in 2015. Rodgers and Hammerstein's The King and I is now playing at the Stress Center in Tampa and has been described by the New York Times as a 5-handkerchief masterpiece. And joining me today is Jose Lana, who plays the title role of the King of Siam. Jose, welcome back. We already spent some time with you in the kitchen, but now we really get to dive into the play.
Thank you very much.
How are you? How's the birthday so far?
Birthday is fantastic. And it has to be if your birthday's on Cinco de Mayo, so that's great.
He lucked out there, and I don't think it's luck, but being able to nab this role in The King and I. For people who have not been able to experience this, kind of set the stage for us, literally.
Well, The King and I is a beloved musical that generations have loved since it first came around in 1951. It's a story of the King of Siam in 1862 who invites an English school teacher to teach his kids to help protect his country from being colonized by the Western world. And it's about friendship, and it's about finding common ground and love between two different people from different countries.
The 5-handkerchief, though, that review,
Yeah.
what do you think they mean by that?
Well, you know, I think people should ask their grandparents, because it's such a beloved musical from generations before them, that it's a story about an unrequited love between myself and Mrs. Anna, and I think it shows the power of friendship and finding common ground between the two people.
And what's really interesting about your background, like actors, you know, we always talk about TV, we kind of like graduate to bigger, larger roles in our world, and you've literally done that in the acting musical world. Explain what we're talking about.
Well, The King and I is very special to me. I made my Broadway debut in the last revival on Broadway 20 years ago. I was a freshman in college, and I played the young lover in that production on Broadway. And so to come back 20 years later and to be asked to take over for Ken Watanabe on Broadway last year was a really sentimental and very profound experience. And now to be able to take this production, this beautiful, beautiful production by Bartlett Sher and Michael Jurgen and Catherine Zuber around the country as a touring production is really special to me, because it's touring productions like ours are the ones that I saw growing up as a kid in DC that inspired me to become an actor.
You know, you are playing such a legendary role when it comes to musicals and Broadway. What do you hope that you bring each night to that role?
Well, I hope I bring, particularly now in the world of politics that we're living in right now. You know, I think because the last election has created such a volatile, very kind of like uneasy tension about politics, our story is about a world leader who is trying to protect his country and trying to make the right decisions. And I think it is so relevant, our story, and to see a leader on stage trying to protect his country and make choices will only make families go home and go, okay, now let's maybe talk about what's happening in our politics right now, and maybe reaching out to other countries and finding common ground. And I think that's what I think The King and I brings today.
Opening that dialogue. Well, I'm glad you brought up families, because it's a little ironic. You travel with a lot of children in the cast.
9 kids in the cast, yeah.
What is that like? I mean, you're really seeing them grow, probably.
Oh yeah, and it makes an instant feel, makes the company feel like a family instantly. The Straz threw us a really great party on Tuesday night for our first show. And when you have a party and you have 9 kids there, it's instantly a family picnic, you know, and the kids start, you know, doing dances and performing. The kids have become all of our little kids. And I think when you work with children, it forces you as an adult to sort of be the best version of yourself, because, you know, there's always a kid watching. And I think that just makes everyone come to work with a positive attitude, and we all look out for each other. And I think that's what's special about this production.
Well, you know, it's also something to bring up that this isn't your first go-around in Tampa either. You actually have some ties to Wonderland, which originated in Tampa. So please give us an idea of what that involved.
We were here twice, actually. The Straz was involved in the production of the company and of the show on Wonderland. And we made it to Broadway in I believe 2011, and it was a lot of fun, and it made me be completely familiar with the Tampa area. And now that I'm here, I'm kind of like the tour guide for the cast who's never been to Tampa. I tell them all about like Ybor City and going out to Hyde Park, and I think I'm taking them to like all the different. The Hyde Park actually is one of my favorite little areas. I think I work out there, and some of the restaurants there are really fun.
Good to know. Well, we like that you enjoy Tampa. And in closing, we're actually running out of time, but I want to point out the Straz. You even talk about how special it is performing at the Straz. What is it about that stage?
So great. You know what? I think now that we're about 6 months into the tour, instantly you feel the audience, the Tampa audience is incredible. They're vocal and they're really with you with the story. And we have loved every second of being here this week with this Tampa audience. And I think that's what's really special about the Straz, because you know when you come to Tampa Bay, you're going to have a really fantastic audience. In our show, we like to look out and we see all the different grandmothers with their daughters, with their grandkids, and all of them are having their first King and I experience together, and it's really special.
Well, we've loved every second of having you here. So thank you for coming in. But most importantly, we've got to tell you how you can check out Jose on stage and the King and I at the Straz. Of course, you can visit their website for tickets or give them a call. Once again, this is going to be running through May 7th. Thank you again, Jose. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.